Okay, welcome to very possibly the final part of Broken Sword. We're on our way to Bannockburn in Scotland, which is supposedly where the manuscript is pointing us to where the broken sword of the Templars lies.
It must be dawn.
Oh, I guess so. And we must be nearly there. Somewhere, out there in the dark, is Scotland. We've come a long way together to get here.
Yeah. Let's hope it was worth it.
I have to say, this train is much nicer than any train I have ever ridden in this country. Like, holy shit, separate cabins? Wow.
I've still got the clown's nose.
So I see. You should throw it away, George.
Why do you still have that? In fact, why... You got rid of the rest of your inventory, why did you keep the nose? I don't quite understand.
There's something I've been meaning to say to you, Nico.
Is this the right time and place, George?
There might not be another time. I don't want to waste this chance.
You don't need to say anything. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. But here, with you. Now.
Oh, okay. I mean, you are sharing this cabin with an old woman. I mean, it might not be the best time. Some people are into that, I guess.
You're exhausted. Why don't you get some sleep?
Sleep? At a time like this?
Excited, huh?
Would you like something to help you sleep, dearie? I've got some tablets in my bag.
Oh, no. Thank you.
Thanks all the same, ma'am. The old lady reminded me of my grandmother. Except, of course, that this old lady was still alive. Pardon me?
Yes, my dear.
Do you know what time we're due in Stirling?
6:15, but we're running 8 minutes late.
Would you believe that this clown's nose led us to being on this train tonight?
I would indeed.
No, honestly, You would?
Certainly. You have an honest face.
Do you know Stirling well?
Yes, I do. Is that where you two lovebirds abound?
Yeah,
It's one of the places we thought we'd see on our holiday.
Be sure to visit the castle, won't you?
Oh, I'm sure it's a neat place. But we are not really interested in history, are we, George?
no.
I suppose espresso bars and boogie-woogie are more your cup of tea.
That's right. There's nothing George enjoys more than a good boogie.
You could say that.
Is there a church called St. Ninian's at Stirling?
Yes, there is, and I know why you're going there.
You do?
Of course I do. It's obvious you're in love. You're eloping, and they say romance is dead.
What's the book you're reading?
Oh, it's something I picked up at the station. A medieval detective story. Quite well written for that kind of thing. It's been out of print for years.
What's the title of the book?
The Crooked Crusader Caper by Molly Pegram. I assumed the author was a woman, but apparently not. His real name is...
Professor Nigel Pegram.
That's right. Do you know him?
No, I never met him.
George is a great fan of his, though.
She was as beautiful as ever, but the shadows beneath her eyes marked the strain of the last few days.
Let's try and leave.
Where are you going, George?
Do I need to spell it out?
Don't snap at me. If you're going to take a leak, why don't you say so?
Okay, I'm going to take a leak. L-E-A-K.
Tickets, please.
Oh, hi.
That's a standard full-price peak return. Don't you have a senior citizen's rail card?
I rarely travel by train. My ticket is perfectly valid, is it not?
Well, yeah, but you could have saved up to a third of the cost.
I do not need to indulge in puffling thriftiness.
Blimey, you're a funny old bird and no mistake. Tickets, please, sir.
Here.
Off to Stirling, eh?
Yes, we are.
Well, I hope you won't be disappointed. It's a miserable place this time of year. Still, there's plenty of pubs and a lovely view from the castle.
Thank you.
I don't want to worry you, but there was something familiar about that guy.
Are you sure? You're tired. Perhaps you're mistaken.
Maybe. But I didn't like the look in his eyes when he spoke to you.
Some might say he looks kind of similar to the imposter doctor.
Can't you sit still, George?
I need to go to the John.
While you're there, check out the buffet car, George. Unthinkable though it is, I am hungry enough to eat English food.
Oi.
Okay.
Says the woman who probably eats the legs of an amphibian.
It was the door to the baggage car. The door was locked. It was the door to a sleeping compartment. The door was locked. The door was locked.
Oh.
Oh, no. That gangster creep from the hotel, Guido. Well, he didn't scare me. Hey, Buster. This is a no-smoking car. Okay, maybe he did scare me. It got worse. I suddenly realized who the conductor had reminded me of. Eklund, Marquet's murderer.
Time to go back.
I should have known better than to leave Nico and the old lady alone. Suddenly, the sword of Baphomet took second place to finding the girl I loved.
Let's try this cabin.
All I could see of the man's face was a massive purple bruise around his eye. It was a strange contrast with his flaming red hair, which stuck out in stiff, greasy tufts. I didn't want to wake him. To be frank, without a cold water hose, I didn't think I could wake him.
There's a Newcastle United scarf hanging out the luggage racking there.
The man's face was blotched and unshaven. I guess he'd been traveling all night. Red-rimmed eyes stared fish-like above his broken nose. Hi! Having a party?
No, this is breakfast. Come on, join us, man. Away, Basha, wake up, man. It's company.
His breath was like the outlet from a chemical factory.
Excuse me, mate, he's taking a nap. Sleeping like a bobby. I'll wake him up when we get to Newcastle.
We passed through Newcastle half an hour ago.
And I never noticed.
Ah,
Would you like a red nose?
No thanks, pal, I got one of my own.
What is that stuff you're drinking? It smells like gasoline.
Aye, I'll put hairs in your chest, like.
And your eyeballs too, by the looks of you. Listen, I need your help.
What's the matter?
There's a guy on this train who's trying to kill me.
Relax, man. You wouldn't have tried nothing with us in Basharia. We are veterans, like. Slow action at Brightlingsea.
I don't recall the British Army being involved in a conflict at anywhere called Brightlingsea.
Well, you just take it from me, pal. You're in safe hands.
Did you see what happened to the young woman in the next compartment?
No, pal, I didn't. Have you lost her, like?
She's disappeared. The old lady, too. I think they're in trouble.
Oh, wait, man. An old lady, too.
Yeah. You gotta help me.
Maybe they went to the toilet, like.
I don't think so.
They never go on their own. Always in pairs, you know.
No, she's been abducted, I'm sure. I've got to go look for her.
What's stopping you, pal?
The conductor. He's not what he seems.
You want to avoid him, like?
That's about it, yeah.
No problem.
See you later.
hmm.
The windows seem to have been sprayed with tiny flecks of froth.
Give it to it, pal. Don't jump.
I don't intend to jump. I'm going to climb on top of the train.
Rock on.
You're kidding, aren't you?
Just watch me.
Hold on there, pal. I'll give you a hand, like.
Hmm.
It was the arm that fed electricity from the overhead cables to the train. I could almost smell the high-tension current.
Whoop, that was dumb. Well, try again. Okay, let's go the other way. Let's go to the right. What do I do? Yeah, just kind of standing there like an idiot. Yeah. Okay, let's try that again. Hmm. Oh no, we want to go through this door, don't we? Okay, so we see Khan and the fat guy struggling.
Let's talk this over like reasonable people, Eklund. I can explain everything.
Oh! Explain this bullet in your chest. That didn't work. So, how do we deal with Eklund? He's got a gun. All we have is a clown's nose. I doubt the clown's nose is the answer to the problem. Nope, it's not the axe. Oh, I think I know what it is. The music is having trouble catching up. I think I know what the solution is. So, standing there like a gormless idiot doesn't solve the problem. Trying to reason with him doesn't solve the problem. Attempting to go for the axe doesn't solve the problem. But doing the previous death animation, I believe I've seen the correct solution.
I'd always wanted to stop the train, and now was my chance. You saved our lives, but why?
We were always on the same side, Stobart. Different causes, but a common enemy.
The Knights Templar?
Don't call them that. The real Templars were a noble foe. These barbarians have no right to that name. These men are no better than dogs.
What are the Neo-Templars after? What is the Sword of Baphomet?
Not what you think, my friend. It is a weapon, yes, but one which our enemies will find difficult to wield. A double-edged sword. A power older than Dimolay, older than Solomon.
We'll stop them. You and me together. And Nico.
No, George. My journey ends soon at the Garden of Paradise.
You're talking in riddles. Can't you tell me straight what they're after?
The sword symbolizes a colossal energy caused by the alignment of the Earth's natural power fields.
Which are focused at St. Ninian's.
The energy endowed the Templars with the power which made them great. A power which made them charismatic to such an extent they could control the will of all around them.
How did you escape from the Bull's Head?
It is a long walk from the cliff of the Bull to the village, Stobart. Fortunately, I know the ways of the wilderness. Also, I have a sister who keeps a garage just around the corner.
It was lucky for him. Do you want this nose back?
Maybe not.
No, I guess not.
May Allah guide you to our enemies.
Thanks.
One last thing.
What? What is it? He's dead. Nico looked good, even in robes. Nico looked good, even in robes. Nico looked...
Can you talk to her? No?
Don't even think about it, George.
What? Who?
Look me straight in the eye and tell me you weren't thinking of using that axe on Eklund.
Don't be foolish, woman. I was gonna use it on you. I still thought it a good idea to take the axe to Eklund while he was down.
Don't even think...
What? Who?
Look me straight in the eye.
Don't be foolish, woman. I was gonna use it on you.
Speaking of Eklund, we take his
Underneath that
gun.
heap of tumbled crates was Eklund. I wasn't about to help him out. Nico looked...
Okay.
rear exit was barred and padlocked.
Where do you think you're going?
Don't worry, I hadn't forgotten about you.
Answer me this instant, George Stobart.
I will, when I'm ready.
That's not fair, George.
No.
You took advantage while my hands were tied.
When Eklund pointed that gun at me, I thought I was gonna die. I thought of all the things I'd never get to do, and kissing you was at the top of my list.
George,
Uh-huh.
George, we've got to get off the train. Eklund could recover at any time.
So what are we waiting for?
You could, like, you know, take his gun.
Underneath that heap of... Underneath...
No, I guess taking his gun is not an option. That's really dumb. What a dreary place.
I'd feel happier if we had a gun or something.
Khan gave me something.
What?
His handbag.
Oh, great. If we run into any killers, we can give them a good buffeting. Didn't he have any weapons?
You don't know half of it. This bag's full of C4.
Wow. Why didn't you say so? Boy, we'll show them now. What's C4?
Plastic, George.
We're going to shop our way to victory?
2 kilos of plastic explosive. The detonator's broken now.
No problem. We'll buy a box of matches somewhere.
It doesn't work that way. It takes a small explosion to start the big explosion.
Well, that's not much use then. What does that sign say?
Apparently, during the English Civil War in the mid-17th century, this place was used as an arms dump.
Yeah? What happened?
Look at the state of this place, George. You work it out.
Oh, stray spark?
You got it. The tower was the only thing to survive the blast.
I hope the explosion didn't destroy the Sword of Baphomet.
Do you? I rather hope it did.
It was just about recognizable as the church I'd seen reflected in the chalice. Templars, Roundheads, and Cavaliers. This place has seen a lot of history. A large arch led into the tower. It was just Templars. She was as beautiful as ever. Nico?
Uh-huh.
No.
Not the most romantic thing. Why do we even still have that thing? Listen, if we don't end up, like, defeating the main villain with the damn nose, I'm going to be very disappointed.
There were lots of graves, some as recent as late Victorian. It looked like the locals had carried on using this place as a cemetery long after the destruction of the church. I figured Scotland had had enough trouble with Burke and Hare without me trying my hand at grave robbing.
I'm amazed an American would know who Burke and Hare was.
A large arch led into the tower.
But then again, this game was written by an Englishman, so...
A large arch...
Yes, I know. Go in. God. Oh, lovely.
It was a heap of stones and stuff which had tumbled down from the rafters. The wheel had a serrated edge which meshed with the turning cog. Marks on the spindle behind the wheel suggested it once had a rope attached to it. The stone face of the demon grinned with a horribly lifelike expression. It was so realistic, I could imagine the sculptor carving it from a live model. The wheel turned reluctantly with a creak of complaint. There was no obvious way of removing the wheel from its housing. The wheel turned there was no... Examining the demon more closely, I realized something about its face. It was a clever illusion. No matter where I stood, the eyes weren't looking at me. There was a simple reason. The demon didn't have any eyes.
Creepy.
Above the carved cross was an indecipherable inscription. For all I knew, it could have been inscribed in Gaelic. I tried pushing the panel, but wasn't surprised when it failed to move.
Maybe there's something in this dirt pile.
I scrabbled around in the rubble and found an old clay pipe with a broken stem.
Oh, sweet.
Under one of the stones, I found a metal coin which was green with age.
Anything else?
It was caked with soil, but what I'd found was a small cog and spindle.
Fourth time lucky.
With mounting excitement, I felt something between my fingers. It was short, hard, and black. Something I hadn't expected to find here. It was a plastic pen top.
Awesome. They actually give you the pen top. Keep searching.
I didn't find anything.
Ah.
It was a black plastic pen top. Nico?
Uh-huh.
Nico, I found an old clay pipe.
George, I don't care.
Oh, wow. This relationship is already on the rocks.
Look what I found buried in the rubble.
It's a plastic pen top.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it? Finding something so mundane in a place like this.
Astounding. Let me know if you find any paper clips.
Look, I found an old coin. You think it's worth anything?
George, focus on the situation at hand, please.
Any suggestions what I could do with this cog?
Well...
She's not going to answer that question.
What are you doing?
committing this inscription to memory.
Can you read it?
No.
Oh, good.
What's the point of studying the inscription if you can't read it?
Because it could be important. A clue to whatever we're looking for, who knows? I might find someone installing to translate it.
We don't have time to go looking for a linguist.
No? At least I am doing something positive.
What language is that inscription written in?
You're the languages student, you tell me.
It looks like ancient Norse. Maybe.
Perhaps it's in code.
I don't think so.
Norse code.
Ha! That's a pretty crap pun.
The wheel turned reluctantly with a creak. There was no obvious way of removing... The wheel had a serrated edge which meshed with the turning cog. Marks on the spindle behind the wheel suggested it...
Okay.
The handle turned easily and the larger wheel began to revolve.
Oh, there we go.
Damn! Then the handle came off in my hand. The wheel turned... There was no...
Okay, fine.
The cog slipped neatly into the eye socket.
Oh, really? Come on.
It was the handle from the church tower's winding mechanism. It had cog teeth mounted near its base.
Yes. No? Fine. Sure there's nothing else we can do with this. Oh no, there is. Look at that.
Now that the handle was gone, it was easy to remove the cog and spindle.
Sick.
With a rasp of metal on stone, I eased the second eye into place.
Now let's try the handle.
I pushed the handle into the demon's mouth. The cogs all meshed. I began to turn.
I have a funny feeling about what's going to happen, so let's just very quickly just save. Boom. Let's go.
As soon as I saw the flickering torches, I realized the bogus Templars had beaten us to the sword. But where were they now? And why was it so quiet? The powder spilling from the barrels reminded me of pirate stories I'd loved when I was a kid. It was gunpowder. It was definitely gunpowder, but it had solidified over the centuries it had lain here undisturbed.
Listen, I can definitely hear chanting.
You're right. I hear it too. What do you suppose they're doing?
It wouldn't surprise me if they were holding some kind of satanic sex ritual.
So, what are we waiting for? Shh! Will you look at that? Baphomet. Labino was right. This place was ancient even to the Templars.
This whole place? This is Baphomet?
Finally, the truth. The Templars had never worshipped this graven image, no more than they'd worship a rainbow. But, like a rainbow, they regarded it as a symbol of a covenant with God, who'd revealed this place to them.
Rosso! Why, the double-dealing treacherous?
On the contrary, Inspector Rosso has been the model of obedience, an important quality in a true Templar. Now be quiet and watch if you wish to live much longer.
Brothers and sisters, we are gathered here to witness the reforging of the sword that was broken. Here before God's sentinel, Baphomet. Grand Master and Knight of Baphomet, we salute and pledge our obedience to you!
I salute you, gatekeeper of the temple. Seven centuries ago, our greatest weapon, the sword of Baphomet, was lost to us. Now we prepare to reforge it, to wield against new enemies. As the tired millennium dies, and this world looks for new leaders, we shall not fail. We shall lead the people to a new order, wherein all borders will dissolve. All will be united under the red cross of the Templars. George, we have watched your efforts to stop us with respect. But surely you realize that you have been misled by our enemies. Both of us want a better world. Fortunately, no harm has been done. We need determined, resourceful men like you. Join us, George. Join us in true brotherhood.
Yeah. True. Wait. Brothers? What about Marquet? What about Pegram and Klausner? You didn't look on them as brothers, only as failures. 3 men dead, and you don't give a damn.
George, you know that sacrifices are necessary. Every great undertaking.
Join you. I'll see you in hell first.
Oh, George, I had great hopes for you. C'est la guerre. Eklund, kill him.
Oh shit, good shot. That's a really good shot.
I swear, I just wanted things to be right.
Oh, poor Rosso.
Take them. Kill them. They will not escape.
Well, well. If it isn't the great detective and his beautiful assistant, it's going to be a pleasure killing the pair of you.
George, what are we going to do?
I know. It was kind of obvious, really.
Come on, Nico. We're leaving.
You fools! You cannot escape us. Guido! Stop them.
But master, the powder!
That powder is from the English Civil War. You fool. It's over 300 years old.
I thought it was all over, but Nico had one last trick up her sleeve. Or in her handbag, to be exact. A handbag full of plastic explosives.
Maybe, but this stuff is brand new.
Oh, you know, you'll never be able to write your story now.
I don't care. I've got what I want.
Huh?
Just tell me one thing, George. Is our life together always going to be this crazy?
And that's it. That's the end of the original Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. I think from a writing perspective and an art perspective, this game holds up pretty well. I mean, man, I'll turn this down a bit. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think obviously there are parts where you notice the like the resolution and the quality of the FMV cutscenes. It's very noticeably of a mid-90s quality, but I think it's a very well-written game. There's a couple of major plot holes near the end, like the secret door to get into the Shrine of Baphomet at the end. It was like locked. We had to pull apart like a pile of dirt and an old cogwheel mechanism in order to open the secret door. If we had to do that, how did the Templars get in there before us? That's kind of a plot hole. And also, if you had only taken that guy's gun on the train, you wouldn't have had that situation at the end where he's pointing his gun at you. And George even says at the start of the church area, if only we had a gun. Sigh. Here you see, setting up the start of the second game. The Smoking Mirror, I believe the second game is called. Unlike the first game, I never finished Broken Sword 2. I don't really know why. Who knows, maybe I'll play through Broken Sword 2 again at some point and finish it. Yeah, awesome. That's it. The end. Thank you for following me through the entirety of this game. I understand I'm not the most interesting or consistent commentator out there, but I did my best, and I hope you understand that. Anyway. Thanks, maybe I'll do the sequel one day. Maybe.